Good evening, everyone. I'm back again to read messages, and today I wanted to start from my own story, how I found this book and how I found this connection with this book and why it's so special to me. And of course, that is why I'm reading these messages. So I would like to give you my little story, how I came to this. Not so long ago, I happened to be in a very, very difficult life situation where I felt very, very helpless. And I felt doomed. I didn't know what to do. And my friend from Israel, she sent me a picture from she sent me a picture from the book, part of the book, and to support me. And when I read it, something inside told me, you must read this book. You must read this book. And I asked her what's the name of the book, got all the coordinates, and I found it online in Russian. And when I started reading it, I felt major flow of energy, as if the messages were written in one breath. It didn't feel like it was written by human. And before I even felt the flow, I thought that it's this lady, Yelena Novosvit, who wrote the book. I thought she wrote it from her own experience. I didn't even realize that that was word for word Christ's words that she channeled through clairaudience. And as I said, as I was reading, I felt flow, energy flow, like electricity running through those words. Word was falling into word, sentence into sentence, and it was like written in one breath. And then it took a minute, like, wait a minute, let me see. And I take a look closer how the book was written, and I saw that was a word for word Christ messages. And that made sense. I was like, wow, so this is what I'm feeling. And when I was reading that book, I felt as if he is personally talking to me. It's that magical. And today I'm reading these messages for you, because when I was reading it back then, I also felt internal impulse and calling, like, people must find out about this book. They must gain this knowledge. This is unbelievable. This is the truth. And I felt it on intuitive level. I felt it with my heart. And that became my mission. I told myself that I will make sure that people in America will find out about this book. So I contacted Yelena through the Facebook, and I learned that she is a very beautiful, bright soul, the one who wrote these messages, who through telepathic channel of clairaudience. So yeah, this is why I'm today reading for all of you messages. And as I'm going to read the messages, I'm going to switch the screen so the full attention can be put back into the Christ's living word. Thank you guys for listening to my story. So these messages are, first of all, they are the teachings for how Christ said in one of his books, in one of the books that Yelena wrote. He said, "This is not mere information. This is the teaching for the soul." And what his messages do, they expand your consciousness. They transform you. They make you see the world through a pure eyes. When you read these messages, you start to realize many things that you were blind to, first and foremost, in your own life and the world around you. It's that powerful. It will transform your consciousness, and with that, it will transform your life. And today I'm reading the second message, the message where Christ clarifies what is the purpose of them. So, this is my task, to provide people with a clarification of my true teachings, to return the true power to the words, and to enable them to transform the consciousness of the people. I longed for the following: to transform the world by changing people's consciousness. Now, this opportunity will be given to many, to those who wish to hear and feel in these books a living word flowing from my heart. I wish that many people would recognize me and realize that I'm alive. I can communicate with you through a thought, and through me, a flow of life energy, a love flow is coming to earth. I convey this energy from the Creator, and that's what helps the planet maintain a certain level of energies and its spirituality. That enables all earthlings to feel us, sense us, and maintain interaction and collaboration between us. Through the Creator's energy, the renewal process has already begun, revealing those who are able to accept it and those who have turned into a dead source. However, I began talking about Christianity with you, about its idea. I told you that a little by little, step by step, a group of disciples had gathered who were really willing to know and understand the world and its laws. You, my child, will probably ask me where I sourced the knowledge which I was spreading. It was a synthesis of everything that was within me, of what I have received through teachers of the East, through my personal reflection, my understanding of the world, and above all, through communion with the Creator. He was my best teacher. He was the one who directed my way, the one who taught and explained everything to me, clarifying the true essence. I heard him all the time, and every single day I talked with him. I infinitely thanked him and gave him words of love. I felt his greatness and true power, his desire to help the earth and earthlings, to give them that new road, that path through me, which will bring them back to him through love and true feelings, through thanksgiving and a pure prayer of the heart, and through feeling of oneself as a child, God's child, loved by the caring Father. All these sensations and feelings coming from my heart, I wanted to share with the people. At that time, I could not explain everything to them about the world and the man's worlds, about the creators who have created the earth, the Sabaoth, the name he calls himself. For the last 2,000 years has been the one who solely gives earth and all her living beings his energy for life, as he is the one who created everything on earth. There are energies of other creators here who brought different stream, which has caused changes in human consciousness that is still impossible for us to overcome. After all, Sabaoth wished to give a human being everything he possessed himself, the highest feelings and the sensations available to those who live in the higher realms, whose spirit is generous, and whose development and thoughts are of a highest nature. He wished to embody this very image and likeness in you, enable you to develop, perfect all feelings, and be in that as the Creator. He tried to combine everything that he had achieved in soul development in the spiritual realms into a material body. However, he introduced the law of a free will, the law granting every soul living on earth the right to consciously and voluntarily choose a path and make choices, thereby withholding responsibility for actions and deeds that had led the person to life she chosen. All of you are equal here. Each is given an opportunity to choose and change the road. It is you, not the Father, not God, who will forge your happiness. Your actions and deeds against the world and people will have consequences for you, because this is a circle of energies that will return to you. Maybe not immediately, but they will certainly return. To blame the Creator and God for everything is just the same as to accuse your own Father who gave you life and conditions for your existence, for your actions, for the right to express yourself, and to feel the greatest moments and feelings in life. You, yourself, in your own free will, create adverse effects, which you call sins. I have offered you to become a children, return to childhood, and bring back those feelings and purity. Awareness of your likeness to God should be the main feeling that dwells in your soul. Everything is possible to purify oneself of rough, extraneous layers. Bring back all the feelings of a child. Feel the desire to create and develop, and be like God, and learn to think sincerely through the flow of love from the heart. It was and still is the core essence of my teachings. Christ, December 21st, year 2000. So this was his message, his task, his purpose of giving these messages to Yelena Novosvit. And I wanted to add something from myself, because in each of these messages I feel true connections, and what's even more magical is that I feel as if I know it already when I read it. It's like when I read it, it's not something that I read new and it's unknown for me. It feels to me as if I know it already, and I know it on intuitive level. But unfortunately, throughout life and social programming, as all of us experienced it, my intuition, my voice got more quieter, because I was always silencing it, because the social programming was louder than the voice of intuition. And what is the voice of intuition? It is the voice of our spirit. And through reading these messages and gaining back the sacred knowledge, which feels that I already knew but somehow forgot on earth, the voice of my intuition becomes louder. And when the more I listen to my voice, the more life becomes clearer. I'm sharing it with you guys because, as I said, this experience of reading this book is very, very personal. And I would say that about 80% of what the Christ teaches, I have already experienced it. And I know many of you, if you will listen to it, you will find yourself. And also, to finish to our today speech and the evening, I would like to address to all luminous souls who feel the living word in these messages, who feel on intuitive level the truth. I'm asking you to unite, because there is a lot of work to be done. We would appreciate and very much be happy to hear from you. And you can do it through our personal messaging in our group. If you have any questions about the teachings, we would love to clarify it for you. And even more, we would love to unite with you. Because as I said earlier, there's a lot of work to be done to transform Mother Earth. Thank you everyone for listening. And I will be back with you with the next message next Friday at 9 in the evening. Thank you. Peace be with you.